Hi, welcome back to Geocaching World. I'm Dave Dufour, and with me is Andy Hedhard-Smith down there. And we have a guest with us in this segment, and this is Don Schluss, who is an active RVer and Geocacher. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Geocaching
thank you for having
World.
me here.
This is great. You are very active with Family Motorcoach Association.
Yeah, that's correct.
For the Geocachers here at Geowoodstock #9, yes. For those of you who are geocachers who may not know, Family Motorcoach Association is like it's like a great big RV club essentially, and mostly people who have motorhomes and travel that way, right?
That's correct.
Okay, how do you when you traveling by motorhome seems to be a logical kind of adjunct to geocaching, and really vice versa. It makes it easier, it makes it more fun, it makes it more convenient, that kind of thing. Plus, you can spend more time on the road. You have the flexibility, right?
Right. It's if you're going to be on the road with an RV, you're going to go see something anyway, so you might as well, while you're there, put a few geocaches into your GPS and go hunt them up.
Right.
It also takes you into areas of a town or an area that you wouldn't even think about going into, and so you get to see more of the area by hunting a geocache.
You almost have an unlimited supply of geocaches the more you travel. I mean, the more you go, you're going to hit areas you've never been before, and you just have a continuous stream.
Oh yes.
Well, and conversely, if you like to geocache and you're taking a trip, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, that you plan a trip for like a 4-hour drive, and because you decide, I think I'll geocache a bit, turns into an 8-hour drive, and you'd really rather have stayed overnight. The RV makes that easy to do. Assuming that you don't have to go to work the next morning, but the point is that you have that flexibility.
Right. When we head somewhere, we usually stop in the rest stops, have a soda, and get out and walk around, and we pull out the phone and say, well, let's see if there's a geocache here, and usually there is, and it's usually within 200 feet to wherever we park the coach. Then you got to go out and you got to find it. And, bad part of it is you might not get where you're going before you're supposed to be there.
Yeah, how many, I mean, I don't know, maybe you can't give me a number, but how many of your fellow FMCA folks are also geocachers?
I really have no idea. There is a club that is dedicated to geocachers.
Okay, actually, FMCA is actually a big club of clubs. It's a collection of clubs, local clubs, right?
FMCA is an association, and under that association are 400 plus clubs.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and some of the clubs are dedicated to geocaching.
To geocaching, that's correct. One of them here on the East Coast, and we're thinking about starting one on the West Coast.
That's great. That's marvelous. So, and of course, we find that a lot. We do another television show on RVNN TV, which is called Gadgetplex, and that's basically consumer electronics with sort of an RVer's bent. And we find that a lot of RVers are very gadget and technology oriented, and that's why geocaching tends to fit in with that as well.
That's true. We have our movie that we use to kind of route us where we're going, but I kind of warn people, don't always trust your GPS.
Okay.
It can take you down the road that you don't want to go on in a motorhome.
Yeah,
that's
they're just
true.
as good as the maps that you put in them, and sometimes that's even a question.
Yes, they are.
Obviously, this has happened to you in the past.
Well, I have my better half over there that has the map in her hand, and the GPS will say, go here, and she says, don't go there.
Right.
So
Now, when you get out of the vehicle, you're using another handheld.
yeah, we also have a handheld that we use.
Okay, all right. So you use the newbie to get you in the ballpark, and then you get out, right? Is that kind of how it works?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And they are. We were down at Don and Barbara's motorhome, and it's very large. It's one of the large bus-sized, and so it's one of those that you really don't want to take down an alley, for example. You just can't do it. So anyhow, that's.
That brings up a really good point. When you're taking an RV into an area, you really need to know you've got an out to get it out where you may be difficult to back out.
Well, our strategy is usually put it in a campground and then stage out of there and hunt the area.
That's right. Do you have any really memorable caches that you can tell us about that you've done since you've been RV? You've been geocaching since
2003.
2003, so almost since the beginning. How many caches do you have?
7,400.
Yeah. So out of those 7,000, I'm sure there's one of them that's very memorable. What do you think?
Oh, probably the hardest one we did is we spent the summer in South Dakota, and we climbed Harney Peak, which is, goes up to 7,000 plus feet.
Holy cow.
And we hiked up to the top of that, and of course it was always uphill all the way. And then when we got there and had to turn around and come back down, it was all uphill coming back down.
Yeah,
Right,
no doubt.
Well, so are you still mountain climbing?
As little as possible.
Okay, this particular hide wasn't a micro in the mountains, was it?
No, it was actually a virtual, and we were looking for a benchmark up on top of the mountain.
Oh wow, there's a benchmark. They put them on mountains.
Oh, sure.
Oh wow. Now I'm used to the urban type that you see every day in on the streets or where you have, but no, I didn't realize that must have been amazing. Did anybody else find it for that benchmark?
Well, it was basically we did it to climb, say we climbed Harney Peak. And
that's a
Geocache was just a little secondary thing, but it's still there, and it'll be there until, I guess, the mountain falls apart. And but they find it all the time.
That's right. And you said that when we talked to you earlier, you're traveling in the RV about 3/4 of the year.
That's correct.
And that's so do you do the northern tier in the summer and the southern tier in the winter kind of thing?
Well, we have a house in Birch Bay, Washington, and that's where we started from to get here. And we spend the summers up there, about half of the summer, and then we navigate south. We go into California, Arizona, Mexico. Spend the winter down there.
Okay, what's the best geocaching area that you've found in your travels?
Oh, gee, Southern California desert is very good. Also, Yuma, Arizona is very good.
Now, you got a funny story about the desert a little bit earlier that we were talking about. Sometimes it's not that hard to find because there's not. Well, tell us how that works.
Well, deserts are full of junk.
Yeah.
Everybody takes their junk. Instead of going to a dump, they take it out there. And you'll find rusted tin cans, rusted cars, and you might find a tree out there, and the hen might be in the bush. Well, there's only one bush. And,
right. Yeah. There you go. It's only one tree. Okay. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here on Geocaching World. Continue traveling, and we hope that maybe more FMCAers get into the geocaching hobby as well, and we've enjoyed having you. We will be back in just a moment with another segment here on Geocaching World, so don't go away.
Today's show is brought to you by Angie's List, where you'll find thousands of unbiased reports and reviews about service companies in your area. Whether you're looking for a roofer, plumber, house cleaner, dentist, or even a doctor, Angie's List members share their experiences with each other so that you can choose the service company that's right for your job. Companies can't pay to be on Angie's List, and the reviews come from people just like you who have had experience with the companies mentioned. To find out more, go to RVNN.TV and click on the Angie's List ad.